Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now I'm not making the video that I intended to make for you this week because I am walking wounded. Somebody's dog bit me yesterday and I spent a fair few hours at A&E and I am under strict instructions not to get this wound wet or dirty for the next 3 to 5 days. I did explain that I'm a farmer's wife, so I'll do my best anyway. But that means I've had to have a little think about a different project to do. And this is a project that I was planning on doing over winter anyway, and Duncan was going to have to help me to do this, so might as well do it this week. Now, if you're squeamish, look away now, but if you want to see what happened to my thumb, I'm going to put a picture on the screen for you right now. Now, this is a job that I've been promising to do since summer when I put a temporary structure in place. And that is to build a permanent structure for my summer fruiting raspberries. Now Duncan has already been out and taken some measurements here, so I've left him over in the workshop having a good look at the wood that I have been and bought this morning. So what I am tasked with doing is seeing if I can get this thumb inside one of these gloves, because you know, I'm not going to get it dirty and wet, and I'm going to take it easy and see if I can, oh, will it fit? Oof. I'm just pretending that that doesn't hurt. I think I've just about got it in there, and these are gloves that I bought when I was out with Kerry last week, and this part of them is waterproof. I must have had a premonition that I was going to need them this week. And I'm going to try and clear this bed now so that we can get this structure built. It's all good. Now the first thing I'm going to start with are these sunflowers, because they need to be removed. Size of the stem on that. Ooh. Hands up, who thought I'd cut my thumb on the prunabo anyway? I don't think I'd have any thumb left if I had. Now, there's quite a few weeds growing in here, which obviously need pulling out before I get any further. And I am going to be a little bit lazier and use a spade to dig some of the weeds out, so that I'm not pulling quite so much with my sore hand. Now, in case you're not familiar, the intention here is to have this grow as a big raspberry hedge to mark the dividing point between mine and my sister's plot. I am standing on my sister's vegetable garden, which is hopefully going to get finished over winter for her. And I thought it'd be quite nice to give her a little bit of privacy if I'm filming when they're on the garden, to have a bit of a hedgeway here, stop us looking into each other's plots a bit too directly on camera. Now, I had been leaving the nasturtiums in here, but I think they're just starting to get really tatty, and we've got some colder temperatures forecast next week. So I'm thinking I'll just rip them out now, and then we can see better when we're digging the trellis work in. These were planted really late from something that had seeded elsewhere on the garden, and they did so well. I'm hoping that they'll self-seed here and come back next year as well. Oh my life, this is bigger than I thought. Oof. Now I was going to leave this cosmos behind for a bit because it looks so pretty, but it is on its way out. So I think I will remove it just so I can finish the bed properly. Let's see if I can pull it out. Maybe not. Maybe I'll be digging this as well. That looks so much tidier than it was, and surprisingly it didn't take as long as I thought it would take to do either. And I have been really careful while I've been doing this because there are a few raspberry runners that are here. I don't know whether they are going to form next year's canes or whether they'll die back over winter, but I didn't want to disturb them. So really happy to see that I've managed to leave them behind, although this is the only one that has the young runners growing there. Now that the bed is ready, I am going to join Duncan in the workshop. Now this isn't a design that we've come up with. We are following a video from Tanya at Lovely Greens, and I will link her video in my description because hers is a full-on tutorial with all the measurements and things that she has used and how her and her husband have created these trellises. I'm going to be following the mitre saw blade here to cut a 10-degree angle. Right, now that they're cut, you can actually see the design that Duncan's doing. Line this one up on top of the other one so that they absolutely match each other. Before we can actually put the structure up, we need to take down the existing temporary structure that was there. And if you remember rightly, the reason that I didn't have these as permanent in the first place was because this is the second time, or is it the third time? It might actually be the third time that I've tried to grow raspberries and the canes kept dying on me over summer. So I only did a temporary structure because I didn't want to tempt fate this time. This is just to stop them from pulling in on the edges under tension. You can see Duncan in the background behind me. He's just screwing some of these vine eyes in where we'll be running a tension wire between these frameworks. And hopefully that'll be what I'll be tying the raspberry canes to next year. Next job is threading the wire through. Oh, there you go. I reckon I can take the wire while Duncan undoes it. Bring it back to here. just like fencing in the fields, isn't it, Duncan?
Yeah, I mean, it is with things.
That's it. Now we've finished putting the wire on the trellis work now. We've actually put 3 pieces of wire in. Tanya only used 2, but some of my raspberry canes didn't grow that tall this year, so I don't think they were going to reach the top wire, so there is one in the middle as well. Now the reason we've chosen Tanya's design is because her idea is you tie these canes, or the current year's canes, to this sort of fan shape outside edge for picking, and you allow the new canes to grow through the center of here during the summer, and that way you know that you're cutting these outside ones down to leave the longer ones for the next year. Now I've already cut quite a lot of canes down. These were the canes that did grow up during summer this year anyway, so I'll be tying these in because I'm hoping that if I've done this right, that these are the ones that are going to fruit for me next year. I don't think I can tie it up while I've got the glove on. Ow. Really did not think it through that, glove or no glove, not having a working thumb was going to hamper me for fastening them on. There you go. Oh, that one can tie the other side. And you see, this is one here that wouldn't reach the higher wires, so I'm just going to tie it down onto this wire. So I think I'll carry on and get these fastened in, and you can go and have a look at something else, probably around the farm. It almost took me as long to tie those in as it took Duncan to build the entire structure. Such is the uselessness of this thumb when it comes to tying knots in string. But it's all done now, and I am really happy to see them all securely tied to the wires each side. I think it looks lovely. But completing that job there has got me thinking that maybe I could do something very similar here. I have these cordon fruit trees staked at the ground level where it tells you to stake them, but I've been ever so alarmed when we have the wind, although I am rocking the strongest one here, just how much they're blowing at the top when it gets windy. So what I think I'm going to do is put some posts up in here and wire between them, and I can fasten the trees to the wire and have them supported at higher intervals on them, because these are never going to be overly massive trunked trees. It's the whole way that they grow. So I'm thinking that will give them far more support, because they have truly blown quite a bit in the wind. Now another job I want to be cracking on with is actually putting some manure and a bit more compost on top of those raspberry canes, just to give them some feed over winter. But I've been a little bit wary about driving my little tractor over the area outside of the vegetable garden. This little piece of land where the whole vegetable garden is put is actually called the Craft. But Duncan drives over here with the tractor to feed the cattle, which you saw in last week's video, and he's left some really deep furrows. So he's now been my little man in shining armour, or little farmer in non-shiny armour, and he is bringing the tractor through for me because they're deep furrows for little wheels. I'm sure I'm just being a bit girly about it and it's not a problem at all, but oh, come on little tractor, you can do it. Look how big those furrows are. These ones are being done slightly differently because we've actually got some tensioners, stolen them from my sister as well. So Duncan is fastening that onto there, and then we'll be able to tension this wire afterwards. Really pleased to get that done. It's all tied in, and actually gives me some options in the future whether I want to leave these as complete tight cordons or let them slightly espalier, just get another tiny bit more of a branch on them because they can be supported along here. So I'm quite pleased to get that done. I know that they will be more secure when all of the winter storms hit. But the next job for me is waiting with the tractor. I'm not entirely sure I've got this, having a slow week or a quiet, lazy week, down to a fine art. But they're all jobs that need to get done, so I'm going to be quite pleased to have it sorted, even if it does mean a lot of shoveling. I love looking at the vegetable garden from the other side of the fence. It's not a view you very often see, including me. What's he done? I can't move this now. This is why it was easier to bring in individual barrows, because this stuff at the bottom I actually don't want. This is all hard. Oh, he's going to be very cross with me if I tell him I can't use what he's brought round the way he's brought it. I only want this old loose stuff on the top. Ooh. What have I done? I've put the wheelbarrow around. Oh no. Oh, that's okay. Did it? That's amazing to get another job fully ticked off the list. Did not think when I hurt my thumb yesterday that I'd end up doing one of my big winter projects the very next day. I think it's pretty transformed from how it started the day, and hopefully they are now well fed for the season ahead. That's it for this week. So Chatty resumes next week. I look forward to seeing you there, and I'll catch you in my video next Sunday. Look after yourselves. Bye.